Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream of Capitals Jets. Everyone's imaginary Stanley Cup Finals matchups. If it was based on regular season performance and regular season performance alone.
True North Sports and Entertainment proudly acknowledge our role in the many relationships that make up our home and commit to a spirit of reconciliation for the future.
So, how is everybody doing? Y'all voted for this game, so hopefully it's a good one.
And welcome back your Winnipeg Jets own Stacey Natras for the singing of tonight's national anthems.
Hello, Eric Hardnett.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, guns bursting through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello, Canes, Dolphin, Panthers.
Our home and native land, true patriot love in all us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true Lord, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard
Hello, everyone. Daniel is here. Derek's here. Eric is here. So in the other games,
You could probably turn that down a little bit, eh?
the Sabres and Sens are tied at 1 early in the second. The Leafs have a 2-1 lead over the Flyers early in the second. The Lightning are slaughtering the Penguins 4-0 early in the second. The Preds have a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes. And of course, the Vegas and Wilds game just started, along with the Blues and Canadiens game. iDog says, I see Jaws chasing clout again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. So here we are, Capitals Jets. I am hoping that I'm hoping that you guys know what you're doing. Pick it. There's a showdown between the two 8-seeded teams, but no. Let's see if Ovi gets any closer to the record.
Oh my God.
102 and 100 points team facing off. I mean, literally the only reason the Jets have to play is they want to clinch. I think they have a chance to clinch tonight.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, they're at 100 points. I'm sure they have to be close. Maple Leafs just made it 3-1.
So they're both going to win tonight while we're resting.
iDog says division's going to be all tied again, and I don't even know if we should be mad or not. Hello, Austin.
Hey, Austin.
David says, sup all. Oh, does Ovi get one tonight?
This should be the game he gets the hat trick. He needs a hat trick if he's going to break the record this season.
So
he's running out of time.
So the Jets are wearing their alternate jerseys tonight. The throwback. iDog says, I think the Jets clinch with a win tonight, or if the Canadiens beat the Blues. Roger says, hello from Wallace, Nova Scotia.
Hey, bud.
So, puck stolen away. Of course, I forgot to have you make any players lists.
Yeah.
So I really don't know who any of these guys are besides from Ovi, Hellyabuck, Kyle Connor, Kane Stolfen says it's nice to spend extra time with you, Kyle and Jaws.
Yeah, we figure. No, I don't want to sit there for 3-4 straight nights with no content. That's not good.
So, Van Riemsdyk with the puck. Ovi with the puck.
And both these teams just moving fast. Oh.
So now it's sent back into the capital zone. iDog says, like the stream where Zito is going to trade Bennett and Mackey and give Ekblad Bob's contract.
I don't know what they're going to do with Ekblad now after Chychrun got $9 million.
Austin says, should defunct Coyotes give history back to the Winnipeg Jets? Jets would have 1.0 and 2.0 history.
Good question. But the Coyotes still technically exist if they want to, right?
Well,
they can get it figured out.
That hack of an owner waived his
save.
rights. Yeah, Hellyabuck with another
and that goes
save.
over the net.
I forgot to pay attention to who the Capitals started in that tonight.
You gotta assume it's Logan, right?
Ready to go tonight. Sometimes when you play a team like the Buffalo Sabres, there's chances. The Jets outshot them 11-3 in the first period, but when you play best on best, it's usually methodical.
Eric says the Leafs winning 3-1 now. So Sandberg sacrificed the body there for the Jets. Sandberg has blocked 35 shots since February 22nd.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a lot of blocked shots. Merck's
That's one
fans
way to
is
not be healthy.
Matthew Owens says Jaws don't like the Caps. What are you saying, Matthew?
Just wearing the jersey.
I don't know if he's joking, like Jaws don't like the Caps,
Right.
or Jaws
Right.
don't like the Caps. Hello. Leafs up 3-1 in the middle of the second. Plenty of time for the Flyers to win 5-3.
Yeah, right.
Do we care who wins the game? Can't say we do.
Well, you'd kind of like Washington to get the President's Trophy, Jinx.
Yeah, the Lightning are winning 4-0 against Pittsburgh. So, Capitals moving the puck along. So now it's in Winnipeg zone. Duhaime now is the Jets going the other way. I should have had you make those. I should have had you make the thing with the players' names.
Too late now because we got the other laptop using it for the thing anyway.
Yeah. Merck's fan says.
Oh.
A Merck's fan says, I'm a Panthers fan now, so I don't have to
Go.
worry about the Pens anymore.
Oh,
Hallibuck makes a good save.
jeez. Another shot. Why they got shots 1-1? There's been more than that.
Reemsdyke shoots and misses. Now it's stumped in by the Jets.
Oh.
iDog, is that news you're breaking, or is that just your prediction?
What's that?
Logan Thompson. I'm pretty sure iDog is just predicting. Well, no, it's actual breaking news. Russell Wilson is going to the Giants.
All right, then.
Russell Wilson is going. He has a 1-year deal worth up to $21 million. So that means that Pittsburgh is really Rodgers' only option.
Yep.
And Stephon Diggs is going to the Patriots.
Jeez.
3-year, $69 million deal that includes $26 million guaranteed. Last year, he suffered the ACL injury in Week 8 with the Texans, but he's on track to return for the start of this upcoming year. So the Patriots are actually trying to get a weapon.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. You know, Tom Grossi just posted every NFL fan reaction to free agency video earlier this evening.
Right.
Before this news broke.
Things happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. So I think urinating trees' desire for death is just increased.
Yep. I'll be right back. Anybody that scores while I'm gone, it's my fault.
Where are you headed?
I just gotta take somebody to do this today.
Okay. Are any of you keeping track of the Canadians Blues game? You can thank Jaws and the fact that he runs things for the channel, for those of you who voted for Washington Winnipeg, and that's what we're watching. Oh wow, what a goal. Okay, as soon as I start complaining about watching this game, we get some action. I need to complain more and drink more. Look at this. I believe that was Josh Morrissey with the goal. So Josh Morrissey gets the opening goal. Jameson says, "Let's go Habs, beat those Blues." Jameson has clear rooting interest for...
Yes. Okay.
Okay. As soon as I started complaining about having to watch this game...
As soon as I walked away. I could walk away again if another goal gets scored. I just go to bed.
What do we think of Washington's jersey design? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Look at the setup and then just...
Oh, just deflected right in front.
I think the Capitals jerseys, they're nothing incredible.
I like the one I got on though.
Yeah, yours is pretty cool.
Stanley Cup and everything.
The Winnipeg Jets, I love what's basically their retro outfits.
Yeah.
Complete with the old logo. Bolvar says, "Go Jets. I will never forgive you, Washington. You destroyed the inaugural season cup." Oh, boo-hoo. Vegas had to wait a whole 6 years to win a cup. Try waiting 5 times as long.
Yeah, right.
Or try still waiting for one after being as old as Dad's.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dad's old.
All in good fun, though.
That's okay. At least I haven't blocked you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We moved the puck. Let's go.
It was stolen.
Away.
Oh, and
Oh,
Thompson
my
had to
God.
prevent.
He waited all that time.
Bolvar says, "True, we did beat you for hours."
Yeah.
You can't give. That's worse than the giveaways the Panthers were having in a couple of those games. Merck's fan says, "No lifting tonight."
No lifting tonight. You already went to the gym anyway.
Eric says, "Ottawa's an easy opponent, whoever wins the division round 1. I want to know what drug you're on right now. Ottawa is a lot of things, but easy opponent is not going to be one of them."
Yeah.
Where's Kyle Connor? He's out there. Shots are 9-0 in favor of the Blues.
Boy.
IDK, for once we agree.
What did he say?
He called Eric delusional.
Be nice, though.
Yeah.
I don't even. What did he say? What was?
He said Ottawa was an easy
Oh.
opponent whoever wins division
Yeah.
round 1.
Oh, I can't agree with that, brother.
No, Owls, I do not believe the playoffs count for Ovi breaking the records.
No, they don't.
Pittsburgh on the power play now. Boulevard
What's going on in Toronto?
they're beating the Flyers 3-1.
I see.
And the Lightning are winning 4-0.
Jeez.
Tampa killed the Sens the other night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Ottawa's not beatable, but it ain't gonna be easy.
Bolvar says, I'm a little annoyed. I'm trying to lose weight. And the company came over, brought a giant box of donuts, and did not take it with them when they left.
Oh,
Yeah, the Giants have a decent starting quarterback. Giants fans can have optimism. They got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. So they have
yeah.
one of the most intriguing new quarterback rooms.
Oof.
It's the Browns didn't deserve Jameis anyways. It's a
Jeez,
steal by the
Washington is
Caps.
just not letting them out of the zone. Oh, just deflected wide.
Yeah, Fever very tried for the deflection, and now that one is sent wide. If Ovi scores, I have to chug the wine.
Oh, well, you gotta sip it before that, though, right?
Yeah, I took a nice swig when the Jets scored. Bolvar says, so you got Subway Guy and Russ and Crab Leg Steeler and Winston. Interesting choices.
And the Steelers are gonna have Aaron Rodgers.
There's a report that the visit by Rodgers to the Steelers went very well.
Yeah.
I bet urinating treaty inner Yinzer is like, I want to die.
Yeah, he's not gonna be happy about that. I think it's hysterical.
It is pretty funny. Over under on if Rodgers somehow gets Mike Tomlin fired. The
Right.
Steelers never fire
Yeah,
coaches.
they never fire coaches. Yeah.
Giants country. Let's run.
Ah. Oh my God, that's so true though. Hey, well, we got Zach Wilson, so I mean, just give us the trophy now. Jeez.
Have him say hi to Tua's mom.
Yeah.
That should motivate Tua.
Oh my God. Oh.
Bolvar says, I don't miss Winston at all. If anything, I want to thank you for shining the light on Dennis Allen to be fired the next season. Yeah, Russ and Jameis, most positive quarterback room in the league.
Yeah.
And also one of the most memeable quarterback rooms in the league.
Who's left in Pittsburgh to be Rodgers' backup?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, Mason Rudolph went back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think that
So they're gonna get Rodgers. That's interesting because at least he's going to a decent team. Not like the Jets.
Metallic thinks Toronto is going to take the division lead via tiebreaker. Toronto is now beating the Flyers 5-1.
Oh, well.
Could our divisional opponents stop winning their games, please? Or, maybe they should keep winning. Maybe we rather Toronto gets beat up to pieces by the Sens. Because you know the Sens are going to. The Sens have been waiting a while for this.
Yes.
The last time they made the playoffs, they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Jameson says, haha, totally, Kyle. Gonna be some good memes from those two this coming season. Bolvar says, I think the Steelers are going to take my college team's quarterback, make Jackson Dart a Hall of Fame quarterback. Please, we can't only have Eli Manning be the reason people know us. All right, so Capitals and Jets, now the Jets on the rush. Dumped in. Will Winnipeg be able to cycle? They have it behind the net. And it's another giveaway. Helliebuck able to make the pass. Well, even if you put up the numbers, it's really hard to read the numbers on the Jets uniforms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to focus on. You can't see him, can you? I know I can barely see him.
Bolvar says, wouldn't it be funny if Ottawa destroys the Leafs in the playoffs? I'd love it so much.
Well, that would still mean we get a confident Ottawa squad in the second round. It's no easy route. No easy route.
All right. I really don't know if he's players.
Well, quit bitching about it. Just call it a game without the players' names.
Bolvar says all Jaws wants for Christmas is for Tua to slide. He'd wish it on the monkey's paw. Tua would slide head first like on the slipping slide on the lawn.
The best thing that could happen is Tua getting hurt again, Zach Wilson absolutely sucking, and it costing Greer his job.
James,
he's going to have, 14 picks this year?
At least 10. Jameson says the cup never comes easy unless you're the 2012 Kings. Metallic says if we draw Tampa in the first round, it is crucial that we have home ice. Tampa is nearly undefeated at home.
Jeez. There they go again. And that one ended up on a Winnipeg stick, too.
Bolvar says this season is when Zach Wilson replaces Tua and begins his multiple Super Bowl winning his Super Bowl winning run with Miami.
Oh my God. Now that's an entertaining comment. Mm.
Well, literally aside from the one goal and the funny giveaway, like nothing has happened so far.
We need some penalties. Maybe a couple fights.
Eric says, remember, Blue Jackets season never forget they beat the best team in hockey, sweeping them 4-0 in the first round.
Yep.
Glenn says Panthers probably not going to have home ice advantage if they make the finals.
No, that would probably not be the case. Just hopefully nobody does anything stupid and gets suspended for that long.
So, are the Canadians and Blues destroying each other? Because the Jets and Capitals don't particularly strike me as wanting to get physical. The Heat are beating the Warriors. Holy shit, I wonder if it'll last. And hello, Colin. Metallic says nobody would ever get suspended, ever. Kate says, hello, guys. Jaws.
Hey, bud.
You're not in a Panthers jersey? That's a rarity.
Yeah, I felt like wearing something different.
Let's see. Daniel says, or David says, Jets look pretty good. Yeah, game pretty much back and forth.
Oof.
Logan Thompson makes a good save against DeMello. Yay, actual shots on goal. Colin says, Jaws, did you see my comment on the new members podcast episode?
No, I didn't see it. Not yet. I usually check stuff in the morning. Are they wearing a TikTok patch?
Yes, the Capitals are wearing a TikTok
They're
patch.
wearing a TikTok patch. Wow.
Bolvar says, well, I guess that lemonade mixed with Kool-Aid has messed up my stomach.
Ooh.
I'm supposed to get Mexican food later. So, Blues are winning 1-0. They've been scary since Four Nations ended.
Yeah.
Well, this game, go ahead.
I said we had been doing pretty good until recently. We had won 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Had the shutouts. Oh shit. Jeez.
Vegas winning 1-0.
Yeah, Winnipeg is definitely outplaying them right now.
Jameson says, wonder what the Panthers players got up to after the Penguins game on Sunday. Elbow room? Friday is still a while away.
Lots of sleep. That's where they should be.
Bolvar says, how ironic would it be if Chris Greer, GM of the Dolphins, and his brother, GM of the Sharks, got fired on the same day? Metallic says Lundell went fishing.
Oh, we got a penalty? Oh, what the hell was
what
that?
was that?
Whoa.
That was a blatant. Nashville is beating Carolina 2-1. So you got your wish for penalties.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a power play, and ooh, that's a hit.
Yeah. So Mangiapane got hit by Miller, and Mangiapane
Oh, yeah.
hit Miller. So they're chipping. This is great.
Make that up.
Mangiapane and Miller talking to each other.
Damn, man.
This is great.
It's a shame that we can't hear what they're saying.
Collins says the turtle race for first place gets more interesting.
Wonder if we'll get a fight later between those two.
Frank says, honest question, can we even compete with these two teams?
Sure. When we're healthy and giving our energy, sure. We just haven't looked good because it's not the playoffs. They'll turn it on.
Yeah, it's not the playoffs. There's no Kachuk, no Marchand, no Ekblad, and also no Kulikov. So I suspect the hope is that it pans out like it did last year, where we just turned it on for the playoffs and we're able to keep it up.
Oh, bad pass.
So it's 4-on-4. 2 minutes to go. Capitals Tampa power play goal. Now they're winning 5-0.
Jeez.
Pierre-Luc Dubois sends it wide. Kyle Connor just playing the puck, passing it along to teammates. 30 seconds of 4-on-4 left. Cade says, like I said yesterday, maybe we're ensuring our opponents underestimate us when the playoff juggernaut is unleashed. Last minute of play in the first.
Oh, right in front. Uh-oh, here we go.
It'll be a potential 3-on-1.
3-on-2.
3-on-2.
Oh,
Mangiapane
He
scored.
came right out of the box and scored a goal.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And this game is tied at 1. Finally, more goal scoring.
Yep.
Jameson says, nice goal, Mr. Eats Breads. What is that? The translation of his name or something? So Tampa at home this year is 24-8-2. They've, not counting overtime shootout losses, they've won 3 times as many games at home as they've lost. Is the exact translation of his last name.
How many of those games at home did they play teams on the second night of a back-to-back after having played Florida the night before?
So seconds wind down. So it's tied at 1 at the end of the first.
Okay.
All right.
Is this acceptable for you, King Kyle?
It'll do.
It'll do.
As long as they're not calling everyone off the ice penalties in that Blues Canadians game.
Right. Yeah. All right. I'll be back.
All right. So Capitals, Jets tied at 1. Morrissey and Mangiapane, the goal scorers. The Blues are winning 2-1. Blues are winning 2-1 at the end of the first. Lightning are winning 5-0. Maple Leafs are winning 6-2 against the Flyers. The Sens and Sabres are tied at 2. The Preds and Hurricanes. The Preds have a 2-1 lead. The Golden Knights have the early 1-0 lead against Minnesota. James says he's going to the game against Utah on Friday. Hopefully it's worth the trip down. Traffic sucks. Yeah. So in case you missed the breaking news, Russell Wilson is a New York Giant and Stephon Diggs is going to the Patriots. Also, the Heat at halftime. The Heat at halftime have a 17 points leads against Golden State. But of course, the Golden State has Steph Curry on the bench. Also, Milwaukee Bucks guard Damian Lillard has been diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis in his right calf and is out indefinitely. It's a blood clot. Damn.
Josh Morrissey, who picked up where he left off the last time these two teams played each other. He is standing by.
Josh, you score your 12th goal of the season. It was a perfectly timed play shaker against a team. I'm wondering, are you thinking about where you're shooting at, or are you thinking about...
Let's see. Blues and Canadians scored all 3 goals in the final 2 minutes of the period. Trey says the Giants are so dumb for that. Now they're going to score 6 points a game. Neighbors will be useless in fantasy, and Jameis won't get to host Saturday Night Live. I hate the Giants so much right now.
What should this game look like if it is played the way that your team wants it to?
I think like a lot of that first period, I mean, both teams are really well coached, great structure. look at the numbers, both teams don't give up a lot and both teams produce a lot. So, it's kind of that chess match of, trying to impose your structure, your defensive structure, and compete. And obviously on the offensive side, getting to the front of the net and get rewarded with, there's not a lot of ice down there, so getting to the front of net's key.
You and Dylan DeMello accounted for 8 of the 16 shot attempts in that first period. Is that as much of a key for defending a guy like Alex Ovechkin as defending him literally?
Yeah, I mean, sure, anytime you can play in the offensive zone, it's pretty hard for the other team to score from there. So, good defense is having puck possession in the O-zone.
Trey says Hudson got you an assist. Oh, that's good, Trey. So yeah. Early impressions of this game is playing out just like I pictured a game between the two best teams in the league with next to nothing to play for would play out. Wonder if I can tune into a live feed of So what do you think so far? Which team do you think has looked better so far in this game? The Jets, I think, had the early advantage. Six 0 Tampa over Pittsburgh after 40 minutes. Yeah, Trey, I was surprised. Too. Yeah, literally the only reasons to watch this game are the Ovi chase and maybe Winnipeg clinching a playoff spot, which we all know they're going to clinch a playoff spot. If it had been up to me, you better believe we would be watching Canadians Blues right now. But let me look at the posts. Yeah, 139 people voted, and 45% of the voters voted for Capitals versus Jets, which was over twice the amount of votes for any of the other options. Lightning versus Penguins got about 17% of the vote. Leafs, Flyers, and Canadians Blue both got 19% of the vote.
It seemed to have a little bit of everything, maybe setting us up well for the rest of this game.
Wouldn't we expect anything less, Sarah? I mean, you have the top team in the West, the top team in the East facing off. They know they're going to face each other.
So I'm assuming that the poll went the way it did because people want to see Ovi. Also, Dad just so happens to have a Capitals jersey to wear.
The big bodies are playing big body hockey, and it is a competitive environment out there. I don't think anybody would expect anything less. The only thing for me, Sarah, is that I have the second best place in this game. You have the best, sitting right in the building, able to watch the game.
You were here not too long ago, Craig. I know you're coming back soon. I don't want to say that maybe you should have been here already, but this was a game that we would have loved to have had you.
Thank you, Jameson. You voted Blues Canadians.
Well, the finish, we know what he did, and it was really nice.
Trey says 9,000 subs, 400 votes. See what happens when you don't vote, people. I'd argue voted Flyers Leafs. calling them. Which one are you saying is the best game right now? This one or Blues Canadians? Because
And then Morrissey can read it, and Morrissey reads it beautifully, jumps into that spot. The checker's a little bit late behind.
the Blues and Canadians are two of the most intriguing teams in the league right now.
Is he knows what to do regardless of who he's playing with or what situation he's put in. There's another great example of it leading to the Jets versus.
I'm just interested in the psychology of voting just to watch Ovi versus where I would have normally my logic would have always had me choosing Blues Canadians because it's the two 8-seeded teams fighting against each other versus some guy trying to break a record and the two best teams in the league who I'm fairly confident neither the Capitals or Jets are going to make it past the second round just because of previous experience. So at this rate, the only things that are going to make this game interesting for me is if Ovi gets a hat trick or if there's some major unforeseen events like a massive scrum. Trey says the Metro is a shit show. I actually think the Capitals cakewalk into the Eastern Conference Finals. First round matchup would probably be the hardest. All I know is the Jets better make it past the damn first round this year or nobody is ever going to take them seriously, ever. So what do we do now? So far, I'm finding this game to be the definition of mid. I guess I should mention the Capitals committing to Jacob Chikrin to an 8-year extension worth $72 million. That is a lot of money.
He had 2 shot attempts on net. He had one that hit the net. So offensively, he's in the right places to be an option, to be a threat. Defensively, he stays up, he stays forward, and he's aggressive. So he denies and slows a team down and thrives off of creating chances off the rush. Paying attention. Who's on the ice? Who am I against? One of my biggest responsibilities. Stick on puck. Body on body. Time.
Apparently, in an interview In an interview this week, J.J. McCarthy said that the Minnesota Vikings have not told him that he is their starting quarterback. And he's happy they didn't because he tries to earn it every single day. He never wants it to just be handed to him.
But I think he's one of the only players that actually means it. Other players, they know that they've got to make plays, hold on to pucks a little bit longer. I see him taking his fourth line style and just saying, oh, plug it in the first line, do what I always do, and that's what we see. I don't think he knows anything different anyways.
Swerve thinks this will not be the NHL finalists for the Cup. I would agree with you.
What kind of sacrilege are you guys talking about down me here?
Swerve saying that this matchup will not be the Stanley Cup Finals matchup.
I thought I heard somebody say will be the matchup. We're gonna start banning people.
Leafs beating down on the Flyers, 6-2 Leafs.
Damn. Oh.
Zach Wilson said he can still be a starter in the league. And if Tua plays like a battering ram again, he will be.
Won't that be something? What did I do? I left my phone up there. Oh, well, I left my phone up there somewhere.
So after the Blues beating the Canadians 2-1. All 3 goals were scored in the last 2 minutes of the period.
Oh, wow. Now you're probably even more pissed.
Yeah, a little.
Well,
I might have to.
It's not a democracy. Or it is a democracy.
I might have to suspend flying fluffyocracy and replace it with a Kylany.
I see.
Jameson's Cup final prediction is Panthers Avalanche. Hell yeah, I'll take that right now.
That.
Trey says everyone knows the Cup final is going to be Vegas and Tampa. Stop. Right there.
No.
Mm-hmm. Ovi, everyone wants us to watch you, Ovi. Why don't you do something?
You had a goal the other night, right?
Huh?
You had a goal the other night, right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
I thought he did. He's at 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eric thinks the Avs are turning into that well-oiled machine that they were a couple years back. Jameson says, I saw the Avalanche play in Vancouver 6 weeks ago. They are big and strong and fast.
Yeah, that's the kind of team that gives the Panthers fits.
So Jacob Chikrin already has an assist tonight after getting that big contract. So players can actually get points after they signed big contracts. Verhaeghe. He didn't start off that bad this year, right? Verhaeghe?
It's not been a great year. It's just not going in for him.
Scoop that behind the net. Reaching for it is Duhane, but he fumbled it. Looks for it again. He's checked on the play. Steered around by Dow.
All right, so Capitals working the puck early.
Did you turn it down?
Miller to the Mesnikov.
It's weird.
Through neutral ice. Vlad the Mesnikov.
It got low.
He's still with it. Poked away, but waiting is Perfetti.
Jets controlling possession. Cade says Verhage started off okay, then his scoring just got ice cold.
Yeah.
Okay with the non-call. Matter of fact, I love it. Just make sure that goes both ways. Stay off the list.
Capitals dump in.
Wilson, the 18th overall pick in 2012.
So
That is. Connor braces. He knew
Wilson with the hit, which allows the Capitals to fight for the puck again.
When do we get the Miller Mangiapane fight?
Top shelf left side. Sandine for the Capitals. He's down for Wilson. Checking, reaching.
Wilson feeds the puck.
Carlson, he'll spin it over.
Puck spun up.
Will take it. This first line out there for the Capitals in front is McMichael. And that's tipped off the post. That happened.
McMichael hit the post, or it was tipped off the post according to the broadcast. Okay, wake me up when Ovi is. Wait, how is that offsides?
Uh-oh.
Tom Wilson already starting stuff with Ellers?
Yeah.
Teammanship there from Nikolai Ehlers. I don't know if it's the right guy that's answering that bell, but Nikolai Ehlers is saying
18:06 to go in the second.
Mark Scheifele gets in there, gives him a bump, and that changes things. Some guys hit you to try to separate you from the puck. Others try to hurt you. And there's Nikolai Ehlers gets a little extra jump into that hit. Tom Wilson doesn't like it. He's doing his role. I love the fact that Fly jumps in there, goes nose to nose, and he is willing to stand up for himself. For anybody else, you can't have him doing that rule. But I love
Capitals control the puck.
right in the mix.
Halliubuck has to make a decision. And now the Jets the other way. Pass was slightly off. Logan Thompson just left it behind the nets. He must have been aware that the Capitals were already there.
That's on goal.
Yeah, that was on goal. It goes in. And then Halliubuck forgets how to goaltend.
Oh. Oh.
Wow, I don't know how a goal wasn't scored there with that much empty nets. I do not see Ovi on the ice at the moment. Now it's Winnipeg on the rush.
No?
No call.
No call?
You can clothesline a guy.
Yeah.
St. Louis scores 3-1 Blues. God damn it.
Wait till this game goes to overtime at 1-1.
Ugh. I swear, if that's what happens, you're not allowed to make any more polls to determine what game we're watching. I bet with any random selection of games, Capitals will constantly win because of Ovi.
Yeah.
Cade says still 2-1 Preds. Wish Soros was like this all year. Then again, most of that wasn't entirely his fault.
The bottom six on the ice. I don't know if Adams in the bottom six playing with Nikolai Ehlers, but Nick does a good job. Gathers that puck, drives to the net, and that opens up that lane for Adam Lowry. Nice little play, and then Here, Rank. Listen, this is having a feel for the game. Could that be a penalty? It could be a penalty. Should it be? Not in a game like this. Not if you ask me. It has to get called both ways, but I got to give props to Derek Rank and the official.
Trey says Kyle's experiencing firsthand how this job is in fact a job.
You're not going to earn a call for me. Play the game, and I like that. Derek Rank, first-rate golfer. He and Kevin Nicholson are the refs.
Well, I just find it hilarious how it went. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
That sounded like a door closing.
Well, the ghost has been active.
Scott Arnell had lots to say about the matchup today, and he talked about it, making sure boxing out was a priority. This is a team that has a ton of wing in it, and keeping it 5-on-5.
The Jets are 10-3-1 versus the Metro this season.
Either team really wanted it. Team's done a nice job being disciplined throughout the course of the season. For the most part, he'll be happy with, I think, what he's seen.
Dubois to face off against Adam Lowry. Lowry gets the better of the
All right, Jets have the puck now.
Through center, he'll drill that right on goal. Sprinting after it. A good shout about his dad.
Now the Capitals control the puck. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. And they can't even get the shot off.
Wilson reaching in was Morrissey. Wilson on the move, looking to hang on to it. He does a good job of doing that. Sandin make a short pass.
All right. Tom Wilson, who was forced to pass back.
John Carlson taking his time. Moves it to Sandin as they crisscross. He and Wilson.
Now it went behind the nets. Winnipeg retakes the puck.
Forcing the puck to get ripped because you get nothing through the middle of the ice, and you anticipate it when the wall of the Jets get a clean exit because of organized play.
Guns are 9-8. Washington.
The Sabres are beating the Sens 3-2. That's pretty funny. Trey says, don't worry, Kyle. These games will be more fun next year when they have the fantasy fluffy hockey league.
Yeah, good point.
They came into this game with 47 wins. The Jets with 48. Winnipeg playing one more game. Miller, strong pass, but off the stick. But
All right, so
Shifley behind the net.
Shifley behind the net.
This looks like the Panthers playing the Panthers in the second period.
Yeah, there's just no offense whatsoever.
No offense whatsoever.
There's already been twice as many goals in the same amount of time.
Wow.
Oh, we get a penalty.
Appears to be okay, and Washington will have the man advantage.
So Washington will go on the power play. Great opportunity for Ovi to actually score. Jameson says, by the way, I won the Flying Fluffy Football Pick'ems League this year. Unfortunately, I think I was the only one playing. Well, congrats.
Did we have a Pick'ems?
I don't think we had a Pick'em.
Yeah, I think he's being sarcastic. He was the only one playing. Yeah.
This is your fault, Jaws.
Why is this my fault?
You and your pulse. need more wine. The problem is I'm only supposed to drink when there's goals. You know how hammered I'd be right now with the
Yeah.
Blues Canadians game.
That's a good point. Especially when Montreal comes back and wins 4-3.
Let's see. At least I get to see highlights. What is the point of ESPN Plus? They put up 14-second ad up for a 35-second clip.
Yep.
That is awful. Wow. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Right there.
Oh,
All right, so Perfetti in the penalty box. Your local Panthers fan says hello. Hello.
hey, bud.
Jameson says Jaws started the Pick'em League the year before. And yeah, we did Flying Fluffy Fantasy League this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Past season. All right, so the Capitals are on the power play. They enter the zone. Oh man, OV was right there. Let's see. And they tried to pass it to OV, but it was intercepted. Can you guys make a pass on the power play?
They know they're trying to force it to Ovi.
This is ice tag hockey. See both sides coming back with the bench, squinting, laboring. It's been physical. Stroll on Giovanni with a bit of speed. Stops. Got a pass can out to Chickard. Rich shot. Sealed it.
Chicken wrist shot. Ovechkin trying to dig it 3. It's a 3. No, the Jets wisely will just play it. Ovechkin is just waiting for the puck to come to him.
Yep, that's it.
Ovechkin couldn't get the shot off.
Rebound. 2 saves.
And Hellebuyck makes the save with 9 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Yeah, we did Flying Fluffy Fantasy this past season.
Right.
4-1 Blues. Okay.
So that's going to be a rout now.
Yeah, it's turning into a blowout. But it still sounds more fun. Because there's goals being scored. I mean, how is the game there competitively? Is it just is it just goalies? But that's the Canadian goalie being unable to make a save.
Yeah.
The Jets on the rush, and the shot was easily blocked. Colin says Blues are the worst nightmare for the Jets. Not gonna lie. Look if Ovi scores and it ends up being like 6-1 Blues, I'll be okay with that. Because if the Canadians come back from that deficit. Capitals cycling the puck. And once again, the Jets collected. There have been 22 combined shots on goal halfway through the game.
Oh,
Jets once again control. Do overtime goals count for Ovi, right? Not shootout goals, though.
I believe, yes, I would believe so.
Oof. So yeah, right now it seems to be the Jets who have the slight advantage. I don't know what the Winnipeg crowd is booing about. Anytime now, you could actually
They're
go.
going off on a change.
Oh, they're going off on the change. Come on. Flip the puck in. Capitals gets offensive zone time challenge. All right, so Jets once again knock the puck out of the zone.
Races for the buck, protects it nicely. Lowry for shit. Delays, fires it through a crowd, and Carlson will take that puck. And sky high enough to get it out. Bonus for Sandin. Got the Capitals now. Rasmus Sandin leaves it for Alex Ovechkin. Centering pass.
Ooh, centering pass. That was Ovi with the centering pass. A good rush for the Jets. A decent chance there.
It's like watching the good Panthers play the good Panthers. Oh, block shot.
Block shot.
And when was the last time we played a game intense like this? Maybe the Leafs game where we won.
Chikrin tried to flip the puck in. Mangiapane shoots. Oh man, I thought that went in. You saw the same thing I did.
Yeah.
No exits have been very clean to lead to a lot of easy speed through the neutral zone for both sides, and this is where you have to be.
If I wanted strong defensive playoff hockey, I'd wait for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Wait for the Panthers in the playoffs. 6:15 to go in the second. So yeah, completely uneventful. Good. Just keep scoring, Blues. Make me pretend this game is acceptable.
You're spoiled.
Jameson can't be happy with the score either.
That's true.
The last thing Jameson needs is for the Blues to win. Jameson says, "I'm not happy at this shoreline." Score line. Let's see. Wonder. The Heat have a 13-point lead over Golden State, the team they traded Jimmy Butler to
That's funny.
at the end of the third. Well, the Warriors are sitting Steph Curry.
Right.
So, let's see. Vegas has a 2-0 lead over Minnesota. Detroit and Colorado are tied at 1. The Preds extend their lead 3-1 over the Hurricanes. Toronto's now winning 7-2 over Philly.
Wow.
Sabres beating the Sens 3-2. And of course, Tampa Bay annihilating Pittsburgh 6-0. Your local Panthers fan says the Heat are going to lose, unfortunately.
Right?
Okay, Ophie, score, you bastards.
Can't believe we've got a TikTok jersey.
Energy Saver is on. Is that supposed to happen?
No, is the thing not plugged in? Plug in the where the
What?
the that.
All right. It disappeared.
Okay.
All right. Less than 6 minutes to go in the second. Save by Hellebuyck against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Wilson and Shen going at it.
Then they stopped them.
I agree with the crowd. Boo!
Yeah, what the hell's that all about?
You deny us a Tom Wilson fight? Are you kidding? Shen obliterated Wilson. Good Lord. I think they're only calling the... Oh, wow. That was... Judging by the boos, it sounds like...
Wait a minute. How the hell did he get...
The Capitals are going on the power play.
How did the Capitals get a power play out of that?
Who in the what? What? And Shen, I guess, just got called on sportsmanlike conduct. Hey, Dana, thank you for the 5.
Hey, thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
You just made our night.
Thank you, Dana. That's wild. They gave him unsportsmanlike out of that garbage?
5:28 to go. Ovi, score, please. Nope, the Jets are going to immediately clear. Whose idea was it to have us watch 2 of the best defensive teams in the league?
You're going to bitch the whole game, aren't you?
I need more alcohol. I will gladly...
Just start drinking the shots on goal.
OV shots. I can't drink for shots on goal. I'll be blackout drunk.
Only so much wine there.
Patel says, "Go Jets, go." Opie, you can't afford to go many more scoreless games.
He's going to need a hat trick game.
True asks, anyone know if Bennett is signed already? He is not signed.
Not yet.
We gave that money to Verhaeghe to watch him forget how to score.
Yeah.
Ovi, nope, saved by Hellebuyck. That shot was almost 94 miles an hour. So unless the Capitals score on this final rush, it looks like they'll be 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. All right, penalty is over. Mangiapane, I believe, enters the zone. Radish knocked down, so the puck was sent back into the Capital zone. This game is going to be 1-1 headed into overtime. So 3:05 to go in the second. When Washington leads shots 16-10.
Such a huge piece of postseason. Yeah, you want your power play and special and penalty kill to be going, but I don't know of many teams that have ever had much success in the postseason without that penalty kill being stable.
All right. Yeah, Nashville's up 3-1 now. Jets held it in. Oh wow, it's the Jets are going to be going on the power play now. Shifley off the rush.
Oh boy, he did not get all of that.
Glove save by Logan Thompson. So with 2:23 to go in the second, I believe that's the first power play of the night for Winnipeg.
I think so. Is that Washington going in the box now?
Yeah. Come on, Ovi shorthanded goal. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's getting one out of the games. One out of the games to pull it off.
He's probably going to be just 1 or 2 short because of that broken leg. Hello, Rick. Maryland was pretty nice today.
No complaints today. A little chilly at night, but we're used to it.
Rick says I'm doing pretty good.
Definitely Kyle's fault. There you go. Now you better hope Ovechkin scores.
Rick says, nice Caps jersey, by the way.
Thanks,
I have that jersey as well.
Yeah, it's comfy. I get tired of wearing the same ones.
Patel Ron says, do you think the Caps make it to the conference finals versus Florida? If they can make it past the Canadiens in the first round.
I think that's what they get.
Here, earning a power play. This is good work, man. Hold the puck, force the other team to reach and chase. A cycle from Iafallo down to the hands of Connor, and there's your power play, the first of the game. That's just from playing the game the right way. Don't force a play that's not there. Be willing to
True asks, boys, best places in Maine to visit, fishing areas. Well, we wouldn't know. Well, you were in Maine.
I was in Augusta, Maine for a week. In April, it was very cold, but the bass fishing was crazy good.
Predators win. Cuban asks, Jaws, who was your first kiss with and in what year and location? Cuban always asks the darndest questions.
Yeah. My girlfriend might be watching this stream. I'm going to pass on that answer and question.
Colin says, have y'all ever done crab hunting before?
No. Been clam digging, but not crab hunting. I'm not a big fan of crabs. It's too much work, man.
Logan Thompson has to scramble for that.
Like crabs and lobster, I've never been a big fan of. I do all that work. You get this little tiny sliver of meat.
It's delicious.
Yeah, but I don't want to work that hard for my food.
iDog says, now the Preds decide to win games. The tank, the beautiful tank. Well, due to how draft lotteries work, it's not like the Preds have an opportunity to screw themselves too badly.
That was a terrible pass.
Go, Protus, go. Come on, score shorthanded.
Oh.
But Ovi's not there. Never mind, it's not allowed. Last minute, Van Riemsdyk with the shot.
Hellebuck's lucky that rebound didn't go off to the left.
Your local Panthers fan says, gotta love tanking. The Blackhawks are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Cade says, not like my boys in yellow are out taking the Sharks anyhow.
Oh, wow. You could see that coming.
How do you give that up, my man? Hello, Braves fan. We're doing all right.
Seconds left in the period. What a kick in the nuts that is.
So who scored?
It's Appleton.
Appleton.
High over the shoulder.
So Appleton there. Yeah, and he gets the goal. Yep. Wow, so the Jets have taken the 2-1 lead. Well, this game does have a flair for dramatic with all these last-minute goals.
Yeah.
That's one in each period. Pens break the shutout. Russ scores a huge goal to cut the lead to 5. Great, you're not getting shut out. Jari is still complete gaga goo goo garbage, right?
Yeah.
The Bruins are tanking. Sabres and Preds win tonight.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
Sabres beat Ottawa?
Apparently. Cade says, with the exception of the Panthers and Preds, I always root for the Canadian teams, except Edmonton. Yeah, the Sabres beats the Sens, and the Preds beat the Hurricanes. Beautiful.
Wow.
The Flames have the early 1-0 lead against the Kraken. The Avalanche have taken a 2-1 lead against the Red Wings, and that is the end of the seconds. Okay. More, por favor.
Okay, por favor.
Oh, yeah, water.
Oh, I only got so many hands.
Could you give your excess hands to Verhage? He needs them. Hey, Patelron, thank you for the 2, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, Patelron. He says it's the 3rd time this year the Sabres have beat Ottawa. Why is it in particular the Sabres that the Sens can't handle? Maybe the playoff teams should look into that, what the Sabres are doing to beat Ottawa, because it's not very easy to beat Ottawa right now unless you're the Sabres. Simon says, hey, Jaws and Kyle, had to say hello. How weird. It's weird that you guys are not doing the Panthers, but it's nice that you're doing another game. Hello, Irish Explorer. iDog says, don't we still have tiebreak over Toronto?
I think so. I think regulation wins.
Your local Panthers fan says, I did the math, and before the Cats game on Friday, they're going to be third in the division unless Utah beats the Lightning. Also, Patelron gave us $2.
Hey, thank you, bud.
Beck says, watching these two teams, both their Ds are so coordinated. We need the boys back.
Yeah.
Let's see. Blues have a 4-1 lead, so a 2-1 game is closer than a 4-1 game. So there's that. Let's see. The Heat are now winning by 20 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth against Golden State. So unless the Heat suffer an even worse collapse than they've had in previous games this year, I think the Heat are actually going to beat Golden State.
If you're running a 3-game point streak, you've had at least 2 shots in 13 of your last 14 games. For me, it looks like it's effortless, and yet I know how much effort is put into this. Are you playing the best hockey of your life, and if so, why? Oh,
I have no idea.
take some credit here, man.
I mean, I've had a lot of good talks with the coaches, and they're helping. I think I'm, working, trying to be better every single day, and I think that.
Your local Panthers fan says the Leafs have the easiest schedule in the league. It's low-key unfair. It's only going to make it more hilarious when the Leafs blow it down the stretch and the division goes to either the Panthers or Lightning. So Appleton makes it a 2-1 lead for the Jets, with Morrissey being the other Jets goal scorer, and it's what's the Mangiapane with the goal for the Caps.
I'm trying to do my part.
You and I can go over some tips about that later. Listen, Lars Eller, is there any kind of meeting with you? I know how much he means to Danish hockey playing against him.
It's always nice. He's like you said yourself, he means a lot to Danish hockey. He was one of the guys that I was looking up to when I was younger, and we played together at Olympic qualifiers, and we always had a good time.
So what are your predictions for the third period? This game has gotten a little more interesting as time goes on.
Well, right now, the game winner would stand as Mason Appleton's 9th goal of the season. The Winnipeg Jets lead 2-1. Of course, still the third period to go. Craig Button will join me as the second intermission rolls on. We are here at the Life Center in downtown.
So what do we think? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the Marlins actually beat the Yankees 4-2 in spring training today. Hooray, it might be the only time the Marlins beat the Yankees this year. Benjamin says, "What's up, Kyle? How's it hanging? How's Jaws?" We're doing pretty good. I have a special drink that is making me less whiny about the fact that we're not watching Blues Canadians right now. In all fairness, though, this game has the potential to be pretty fun in the thirds. Your local Panthers fan says, "My prediction: Ovi is gonna wake up and score 4 unanswered goals." My God, the hockey world would erupt if he managed to score 4 in a night. Your local Panthers fan says, "Yay, the Marlins won, but at what cost?" Once, twice, 3 times, 5 times the Marlins have said F it and pressed the big red button to blow it all sky high. 1998, 2004, 2013, 2018, and of course now. It's a Moscato. Moscato, Benjamin. Bubbly, though, sounds pretty good right about now. Your local Panthers fan says, "Wait, why do the Heats look good in this game?" Hey, maybe they decided they no longer wanted to choke games. The Heats might have some extra motivation because they are playing against Golden State.
Since they got back together after a short absence from one another in the Seattle game.
That's the team where the Heats traded Jimmy Butler. So the Heats just made it 102-77 over Golden State with about 4 minutes to go. It should be Jover.
Of 39 in 2024-25. Alex TSN's Craig Button just did a segment, and he's predicting you will pass Wayne Gretzky for the NHL all-time goals lead.
So,
already, right? At age 39,
well, of course, the Warriors are without Steph Curry.
What goes through your mind?
Still, lots of time.
Cade says, "I was wondering the same thing about the White Sox. They won quite a bit in spring training." Well, spring training is like the preseason of every other major league sport. Completely irrelevant.
Second, it peers like you and James Duffy do not age. Would also like to know your secret on that one. How in 2019 did you think that number 8, who's currently sitting at 888 goals, would perhaps surpass in 2025?
Well, a couple of things, Sarah. Number one, he's durable. He plays.
Benjamin says St. Louis is working the Canadiens. Yeah, last I saw was 4-1.
You're going to pile up goals when you're playing with good players and you're proficient on the power play. And when you think about Alexander, he would have the record already right now if he hadn't had that injury earlier in the season and missed the time he did. So when you start to put all that together, you try to make a projection. I've also decided to kind of follow.
Kate is looking forward to more self-esteem chance if everything goes tits up yet again.
But I'm trying to track along those ways. I think a little bit. I look like Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld in that hit, and to think that you sit here.
It's just hilarious that
Well, again, I think all of us
hilarious that the Athletics are played in the minor league baseball stadium in frickin' Sacramento, a stadium with 8 press box seats, and still want to charge around $213 on average for tickets. Ghost Slayer says, "Hey Kyle, hope you're enjoying that drink. We'll have a stronger one the next time we're down." Your local Panthers fan says the White Sox are going to go 67, 100 something again this year. I'm a part Cubs fan, and you can only pray for the downfall of the White Sox. That sounds very awesome, Goat Slayer. Stronger drink. So the Golden Knights at the end of the second have a 2-0 lead over the Wild. At the end of the first, the Avalanche have a 2-1 lead over Detroit. The Flames are beating Seattle 1-0 at the end of the first. The Blues are beating the Canadiens 4-1 at the end of the second. Buffalo won 3-2 in regulation against Ottawa. The Leafs destroyed the Flyers 7-2. The Penguins got obliterated by the Lightning 6-1, and the Preds chose now to win 3-1 over the Hurricanes. Yeah, as of right now, the Leafs have the leads in the Atlantic. I don't know how, because we're tied in points, tied in regulation wins, and tied in games played. So what's the next tiebreaker? Is it regulation overtime wins? I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's always great to listen to Nikolai Ehlers. It was a really good interview with both your parts. Fun to watch him too. He's been strong again so far tonight, Kevin. Yeah, and he who walks out before we on the air, he says, "Why are you asking for me?"
Cade says, "Man, it's been so rough. 67-95 would be a freaking vacation compared to last year. I'm numb to all the jokes." Yeah, the Preds beats the Canes. It's funny. It was UC Sorrow's 200th career win. He stopped 34 shots. And Tage Thompson scored the go-ahead goal his 35th of the season, and Lindy Ruff reached 600 career wins as a coach in the 3-2 win over the Sens.
And I think that's infectious. He doesn't like his game. I like a lot about his game. He's been good all year long, and he's been factored in.
So, yeah, the Heat are winning. They're up 112-86 with less than 18 seconds to go. Good for the Heat. Maybe they'll make the play-ins. Well, they should stay in the play-ins. They've been there the whole season in the standings. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, would you look at that? Marlins third baseman Connor Norby will be out 4 weeks with a grade 1 left oblique strain. So, yet another injury for a Marlins operation that's already been stripped to the bones. Surely that's not going to result in hilarious loss after loss for the Marlins. Your local Panthers fan says the Heat won, thank God. Your local Panthers fan says if the Sabres win for the rest of the season and if the Bruins tank, then we can see Boston being last in the division. Saros has been pretty good since Four Nations. That's good for him. Although I don't know what the Preds do from here. They fell for the old Phil Jackson phenomenon. Great coach does not necessarily translate into great GM. And the Preds, the only thing the Preds won was off-season champion. The ways in which they collapsed are the ways in which they imploded this year are even more disgusting than that woman who was drinking beer out of a catfish during the playoffs last year. The game has started. So the third period. Logan Thompson has to make a couple of saves right off the bat in this period. Goat Slayer says the Preds, I think, will be a surprise next year. Just a bit of growing pains. Yeah, and Andrew Brunette is not exactly the coach I'd want to ride with. So the Heat won. They did not choke. They won by like over 20.
Okay.
Of course, the Warriors were without Steph Curry.
Right. Oh, no call.
The way the Jets are set up, you'd think they were on the power play.
Yeah. Ow.
Flyers were dead last in 2007, but went to the Eastern Conference Finals the next year. And the Capitals are an example from this year, from last year. Yeah, the Capitals went from being the joke as the 8th seed.
Right. Oh,
Logan Thompson makes a save too. Potential President's Trophy winner.
Yeah.
possession and just watch the little stop up. Nice job from Connor, and he's going to get the puck to the net eventually as he buzzes.
So what do we think? Who's going to win this game?
Washington in triple overtime.
There is no triple overtime. This is not the Stanley Cup Finals. Connor shot blocked. The Capitals will finally get the clear they need. All right, so my mood has improved significantly.
Okay, good.
How do you think we've been doing tonight? We hope that you're getting at least entertainment out of this stream, since coverage has not been the strong suit.
Well, I think they're getting a kick out of you bitching the whole game.
Well, all OV has to do is to shut me up is score. Not in the shootouts, because that doesn't count.
Right.
Minnesota just scored. Logan Thompson gloves the puck. Tony says Minnesota's in trouble if they lose tonight because St. Louis is winning and only 2 points behind for third in the Central if they win tonight.
Wow.
Out of their own zone. That's connected hockey. That's playing with
17:26 to go in the third.
Not missed a game as a Winnipeg Jet in the last couple of years. I follow the Barry and
Who wins the face-off? It's the Jets.
there's a pass that'll slide to the corner as
The Capitals might finally get an offensive zone possession. Nope. They're just being hemmed in by the Jets in all directions. iDog says Minnesota sports teams and breaking their fans' hearts. Name a better combination. Maybe Dallas teams and making their fans want to drink themselves into a stupor.
Yeah, maybe that.
I know where the damn sun's gonna be in my own stadium. Tony says he meant fourth. That's what I thought. So what you're saying is that the Blues would be this close to hilariously upsetting the Wild. Ehlers missed the nets, and then the rebounds did not go in. Ovechkin with the giveaway, and it leads to yet another rush for the Jets. This has become a shooting gallery for Winnipeg.
These are two good third period teams. The Capitals are plus 45. The Jets have totally taken control.
Let's see. Offsides.
it is offside.
I mentioned that 95 goals for, only 50 goals against for the Capitals in the third period. They're a heck of a third period.
All right, so 15:35. Apparently, the third period. The third period is when the Winnipeg Jets shine.
Yeah, like Panthers used to.
iDog says, I think Vikings, Twins, Wild, and Timberwolves fans wouldn't mind being drunk.
But
we need to push ourselves every game to play this style because this is what's waiting for us in
So the Capitals need to get something going if they want any chance of taking this game to overtime, let alone winning. Come on, Ovi, score. I don't see you out there right now. So the Jets once again retake the puck.
Trying to dig it free, and it is Van Riemsdyk.
Winnipeg just needs 1 point to clinch, according to Tony. Is that because the Blues are winning tonight? Does that affect them at all?
Probably not.
Yeah, Panthers fell down to second. I don't know how. Tied in points, tied in regulation wins, even tied in games played. So what's the next tiebreaker?
Head to head, but that wouldn't make any sense either.
Cade says got a wee bit blitzed on Shiraz after the 2023 finals, won't lie. Nazem Kadri just tried to do a Michigan goal. The Jets are going on the power play. They've already had a power play like advantage this entire period. Kate says favoritism because they're the Leafs.
Right?
Tony says, I think the Panthers and Oilers could clinch by Saturday. Good for them. Good for us.
Yeah, we're not missing.
Benjamin says, why is Jaws wearing a Caps jersey? Should be illegal.
I'm trying to pass on some bad juju to them. What's the St. Louis Montreal score?
Still 4-1 Blues.
There you go. Who was the net for Montreal?
It's Montembeault.
Oh, poor kid. He's just not there.
So the goal scorers were in this game have been in the Blues Canadiens game. Jordan Kyrou, Nick Suzuki, Dylan Holloway, Robert Thomas, and Alexandre Texier.
Yeah, Texier.
Montembeault is at an .862 save percentage.
That sucks.
Bennington is at a .950 save percentage.
Yeah. There's your game.
Lobby just drew a penalty on Montour. Cade says it's working, referring to your plan.
Yeah.
So 13:31 to go in the third, and Winnipeg will probably end it here if they get the power play goal. Winnipeg wins the faceoff. This is pretty fun.
Okay.
You know, I just wanted to give you shit.
I know. I didn't vote in the poll. I just ran the poll.
You're the elections official.
this year. Iafallo takes the pass.
Magda lost today.
Oh, that's a shame.
A decent run to the quarters, says Jameson. Huh. Usually it's Rosado giving us that update. Thank you, Jameson.
Thanks, bud.
That work by Connor to keep it in. That is a special play. A lot of ways. Put down the goal line.
How many times are those two going to pass to each other? They did it again.
Bark off
Again.
Ekblad.
Shoots, and he zipped that one low and wide. Oh, that was the shot too. Is he had that far corner, didn't miss by very much at all. You're right.
All right, so a minute's left on the Winnipeg power play. You see that what Winnipeg is wearing? It's called a third jersey.
Yes.
I didn't know teams were allowed to have third jerseys. I thought they had to be stuck with their run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-pack, home and away jerseys. The Maple Leafs wear Toronto St. Pat's jerseys. The Hurricanes get to put on the Hartford Whalers jerseys during certain nights.
Oh.
Jameson says the Panthers better nail the whole Winter Classic jerseys next season.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. We'll finally get new jerseys because they'll be forced to make new jerseys. Please be a Leaping Cat jersey. Please be a Leaping Cat jersey.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Thompson has to start playing out of his mind because he's not getting any support from the rest of his team right now. Thompson makes a save. The puck is still loose.
Finally.
The Panthers better give us a good Leaping Cats jersey and not something that looks like one of the Blackhawks Winter Classic.
Yeah.
Red Leaping Cat jersey with the blue shoulders, says Cade. Yeah, the Heats beat the Warriors and spoiled Jimmy's return to Miami. It's beautiful. I heard Butler's a coffee shop or whatever in Miami was offering a special to Warriors employees. Your local Panthers fan says if we get a Leaping Cat jersey for the Winter Classic, I'm going to be the first one to buy it. Chychrun low shot. Capitals recover the puck. It's right in front. But the Jets are going to get the clear.
It's like watching the Panthers back when we had all of our players and we weren't exhausted.
Beauvillier shoots. Hellebuyck makes a save. That was nearly a 2-on-1 for the Jets. 9.5 to go. The Capitals finally showing some signs of life in this period. Mangiapane trying to keep the puck away from Winnipeg. So if this score stays put, at what point do the Capitals pull Thompson?
Yeah.
Mangiapane shoots puck out of play with 8:48 to go. At least shots are moving up. Mangiapane and Wilson chatting with Stanley.
I don't know why those. Well, Mangiapane doesn't want Wilson. He should have gone with JT Miller.
That's not JT Miller.
Yeah, I know. I realized it as soon as I said it. They're all JT Miller. All Millers are JT Millers.
Miller
It's
is
all the same dude.
see. Jameson says it would be kind of cool in the spirit of Miami. The Panthers go with a white Winter Classic jersey and the Rangers wear a blue dark jersey.
Yeah.
Well, the Panthers will actually have a new jersey next year.
That way you can give me the reverse retro forcing pretty cheap by then. And I'll get the Winter Classic one when they win the cup again. The way these commercials are is riveting.
Well, that's like the benefit of being on the R street.
Yeah.
Idog says, I miss winning games 2-1.
Right?
Kate says, if that's the case, if it's a white one, blue shoulders, red outlines, and the palm trees can go on the shoulders.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good.
I just want some creativity. It's Ryan Lomberg bobblehead night tonight in Calgary. Tom Wilson making what could be new meme expressions. So, Jets get the clear. Now, Capitals back in the zone. Wow.
Well,
Ovechkin was hoping for delay of game by the Jets there. 8.5 to go in the third.
Team has been able to score in the power play so far tonight, each with 2 chances.
So let's see what happens here. Ovi is on the ice. I repeat, Ovi is on the ice. And we have to do this face-off again.
Trying to get their details straight here. It's 1-goal game.
All right. Jets get the clear. Colby says, hey, Eric.
Hey, bud.
You should stream the Maryland's Terrapins against the Florida Gators in the Sweet 16 Thursday. You hear this? Colby wants us to stream March Madness.
We'll be at the auction Thursday trying to make some money.
Oh, yeah, Austin, if you're still here, thank you very much for buying a couple of shirts from us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he was so far the one and only person to take advantage of our BOGO deal.
Yeah.
On my dad's eBay store. The Blues scored again. So that's what, 5-1? Okay, yeah. I'm officially willing to say this game is better. Because it just sounds like the Canadians are getting destroyed from all directions. Okay. Now, if only Ovi would score.
He's not going to score again the rest of the year. He's going to go into a massive slump as the playoffs start. And they're going to lose in the first round.
think these teams play each other 8 times a year.
Cade says, I think the Blues might be a dark horse candidate for a deep run this year. Well, they have a clear advantage. They get to play Winnipeg in the first rounds. After Winnipeg had an incredibly strong regular season. Blues in 5.
Yeah.
Got away from Dow. 6:16 left in the third. 2-1 Winnipeg.
The Flames, the Kraken just tied the Flames at 1.
The Flames just hanging on for dear life.
Like, no, or you can still make the playoffs.
Like Columbus, they had that spot for such a long time, and then they choked it up.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Shot blocked, redirected. Colby says, yes. Yeah, that must be. Colby is happy. And Hallebuck chooses to glove the puck with 5:33 to go. So,
or commercials.
More commercials.
Definitely your fault. Oh. Yeah, drink the wine.
Remember, Giants fans, the ride never ends.
Oh my God, that's funny.
So the Giants quarterback room is now Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. They are going to have the most hilarious. They're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to be really entertaining as they go 7-9.
Where did Daniel Jones end up going?
Excuse me, 7-10, I should say. Daniel Jones chose to go to the Colts.
Okay. Oh, so he's going to be the backup.
Yeah. He's actually going to be competing for the starting quarterback role against Anthony Richardson.
He's going to be the backup.
Benjamin says 5-1 Blues. That's what I read.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying he's going to be the backup.
I refuse, Dan. I won't do it. I can't pick a player in this game that stands out more than anybody else. I think for both teams, it's been a sum of their parts. This has been a high-performing game. It's been physical. It's been nasty. Top of the heap of the NHL is on the one.
Steelers get to Super Bowl.
A dead 14 apiece in hits.
Come on, Rogers, please, just sign with the Steelers.
Yeah.
I need to inject the urinating tree meltdown into my veins. It'll make me feel less terrible about the Dolphins' perpetual mediocrity.
Oh.
Tom Wilson nearly had a goal there.
Short-handed, short side. Oh boy.
iDog says, so why did everyone hate Binnington again? I don't know if hate was necessarily the emotion towards Binnington.
That's blocked again.
Giants country, let's crush. It's Giants country, let's stomp.
Nope. Oh boy, he almost beat him.
Logan Thompson made the save, but Washington is running out of time. Eventually, they're going to have to pull Logan.
Yep.
Let's see. Giants country, let's crush our fans. Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow!
Shit. There's your goal.
It's Ovi! Holy shit! It actually happened with 4 minutes to go.
Wow. There goes the rest of the line.
Holy shit! So what happened here?
They just left them all alone. Look at this.
Automatic. It's beautiful. So that's 889 for Ovi. He is 6 goals away. And what a goal to get this game tied with 4 minutes to go. That was worth the price of admission. Okay. I apologize formally for all of my bitching and complaining about not watching Blues Canadians. This is way better.
Especially if Ovi wins it in overtime.
Hell yeah, I'll take that right now. Do more polls. The people clearly know better than I do.
In fact, I think this is the only close game tonight.
Yeah, all the
Out of
other
the ones that we picked.
Yeah, you can forget about Leafs Flyers or
Yeah.
Penguins Lightning. Good God.
Yeah.
Tony thinks the Islanders could take over the second wild card tomorrow.
Yeah.
The freaking Islanders. Hellebuyck makes the save. Caps and Preds both played Paul Maurice's favorite game.
Yeah.
So shot deflected.
Oh,
Dubois collides. Let's see. 2:35 to go. That's where we're at right now. In case any of you are ahead or behind us. So, Chychrun passes to his teammate. Tom Wilson with the puck passes. Chychrun fanned on it, which means the Jets recollect the puck. Puck bounces. Capitals retake possession.
oh.
Shot redirected by Hellebuyck.
2 minutes to go.
Yeah, now we're seeing the full intensity offensively as well as defensively.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a potential breakaway if that pass connects. That was a terrible pass attempt.
Oh.
Good Lord, you can't make that. You can't make that pass. Let's see.
Buck 20 left. It's
Go.
going to be a good overtime period.
Don't jinx it. Golden Knights score. They are now winning 3-1 against the Minnesota Wild. Let's see. Your local Panthers fan says, gotta love when the NHL network has to stream one of the most boring games on right now. Less than a minute to go. Jets rushing the other way.
Oh,
that puck goes behind the nets. Okay, the Capitals get the clear that they need. And they go for a change. Wilson with the puck. He manages to successfully pass it up ahead. So, 15 seconds to go. Tom Wilson passing the puck to his teammate. He's one of the 5 guys I know the number by heart.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And that
We are going to overtime.
Well,
This game ended the way it started. Lots of physicality. Shannon.
All
now
right.
This should be a crazy good overtime period.
Yes. Ovi game-winning goal in overtime. I'll take that right now. So the Jets have officially clinched the playoff spots because the game went to
Right.
overtime. So the Winnipeg Jets are headed back to the playoffs. Jack Eichel's got a hat trick.
Oh, wow.
Your local Panthers fan says, I feel so bad for Fleury. Kazuma says, just saw. Are you referring to Chucky as in Kachuk? Kazuma says, just saw Chucky will be attending this year's anime convention near me, but charging $150 for autograph and $100 for selfie. Rest in
Wow.
peace, wallet.
Wow.
Tony says if Ovechkin scores in overtime, Gretzky will start packing his bags for the next game. So this game, after a pretty fun 3 periods, especially that third, was great.
Yeah.
So the Jets and Capitals tied at 2 and going to overtime. Thank you for not listening to my stubborn ass.
No problem.
I guess the chat, the people who voted knew what they were doing.
Yep.
What a surprise. A game between the 2 best teams in the league actually turned out pretty good.
Yes.
So Protas with the puck. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Protas with the puck.
Oh.
Wow,
Hit the
Protas
post.
hit the post. Let's see. Protas still with the puck. And he has to take it back out. Dubois with the puck. Shoots
Yes.
wide. Ovi is on the ice. I repeat, Ovi is on the ice. Now Ovi has the puck. He circles around. Ovi shoots.
Oh.
It goes high. And he passes to Strome. Is that? Strome over to Ovi. Over to Strome. Chikrin whiffs on his shot. So the Jets will finally get possession.
Oh.
Oh no.
And
Wow.
he scores. Damn.
Ehlers ends it in overtime. That
Wow.
was fast. So the Jets win 3-2 in overtime.
Lots of these goals tonight were in that over the shoulder to the far post.
Your local Panthers fan says, damn it. RBJ says, great game. So Nikolai Ehlers gets the game-winning goal in overtime. It just happened so fast. The
It was
Capitals.
a bad change. Washington had a bad change. You got to be quicker on your changes.
It was such a bad change that the Capitals would have been called for too many men. I think one of the guys over on the bench started rushing back
Is that
when
right?
there were already 3 players.
Shit. Yeah, that was a bad change.
Cade says, nice. A win for Canada. Very close, though. So, I guess in Winnipeg they give candy to the players. So yeah, this was a lot of fun.
See?
Yeah. Well, Ovi scored, so that definitely made the night. 889 goals. He is so close.
They need 6 to break the record now.
Yeah, he needs 6 goals.
He still needs a hat trick. Maybe break the record on a night with the hat trick. That'd be one way to do it.
Yeah, well, this is a very interesting game because, it's the 2 best teams in the league, and
By the record.
by the record.
There's another team that's still a champ.
So yeah, this is pretty fun. 2-1 Seattle. Oh, Jameson will be happy with that. No, excuse me. Jameson is the Vancouver fan. Colby is the Seattle fan. Huh. The Blues Canadians game is still going, but with the 5-1 leads, it's only a minute and a half to go in the third. Yeah, the Blues are going to win that game convincingly. The Avalanche have taken a 3-1 lead late in the second, and the Flames just took a 2-1 lead over. No, excuse me, the Kraken took a 2-1 lead over the Flames.
Finally, your reaction when that puck went in?
It was nice.
A great answer. Thanks so much, Mason. Congratulations on the win. That is your Gallagher Insurance second star.
The understated Mason Appleton. Indeed, it was nice. Mason, the Jets get their 49th win of the season. They get to 2 points, and everybody who was here tonight got their money's worth. That was for sure. The Capitals up to 103 points.
Tony says Winnipeg and Capitals are tied in points overall. So, yeah, both of the teams. The President's Trophy race is going to be pretty fun. So, are you headed back down in a minute? I'm not sure. Not sure what to do now, since the game is over. Game is over, and I don't think there's really any other games on at the moment. So I assume I'm waiting for Jaws to come back down, and then we'll say goodnight. But yeah, this was fun. Capitals are 1 point ahead of Winnipeg. Kings versus Rangers.
All right, you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
this was fun.
Yes, yeah, I knew you'd have fun with it. They knew it was going to be the best game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my apologies for complaining so much. I don't think I was expecting the Blues to outright obliterate the Canadians.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case either. So, all right. Thank you for joining us. We had fun. Appreciate it all. And
Yeah.
tomorrow at noon, I'll be there. And
Yeah.
we'll have our daily bitch session.
Yeah, and thank you to the couple of people who super
Yes,
chatted.
thank you for the super chats. Much appreciated.
Thank
Genuinely.
you. All right. You have a good night, everyone.
All right, good night.
Ovi is